Yeah, no, I think they're a bit ugly too. To be honest. Like, where do I want this?
Mm-hmm. It's rolling now, so we're like in the setting up.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, you got that.
They want different socks.
Okay.
It's not like we spent already 20 minutes setting up, but you know. Let's see. Sucky. So, what do you think of these?
Yeah, a little bit cuter, yeah.
Cute. I don't know. Maybe I do without socks. 3 feet?
Yes. Yes, much better.
Yeah.
Bakkenkontakt.
Yes.
What time are we on? Like, what time is it? It's still early, right?
It's like time to sit down, to talk to each other. That's the time.
Yes.
Not sure what
Yes.
time it actually is. But
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
exactly. Are you coming to bed?
Yes, madam. I'm coming. This is getting a wedgie.
The whole time. Hi.
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 Hi. How you doing?
Getting there? How are
Okay.
you doing?
How's your stomach?
My stomach is fine. Like,
Yeah.
relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
Feel comfy.
Nice.
But what about you?
It's a little bit of a mix of like getting things ready, mixing, and then like, okay, landing, trying to land at least.
Did you agree like to have more space, or did you want to be closer?
Technically both, but right now I felt like relaxing.
Okay, you go relax over there.
I'll relax over here, and then maybe we will regain the proximity.
Proximity. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But how are you doing? The question.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a fairly non-stressful day.
Non-stressful week, I would say. Okay, a little bit stressed because we put a lot of
Yeah, a
pressure
little
on.
bit
We gotta do this. We gotta do this. We want to do this. We want to do this. We want to do this and this and this and this and this and this and this. But it still felt like we're still in a very of our flow.
Yeah.
That way of okay, what we're feeling into now. Okay, I can do some söknads applications process. Now I need to take a break. Now we need to go outside and be outside at least, even though it's
I need
gray.
to listen to music. And
you need to move.
Move.
Now let's watch TV series.
Yeah.
Or let's try to be a good girl, go to bed at like 9:30 and end up not sleeping
asleep at
until
all
12
yeah, exactly. But I was reading my book at least.
You fell asleep.
Yeah, I did fall asleep.
Yeah, you did. I was like, But it's funny because when you snore, it's still like I notice it. I'm like, yeah, it's okay. It's fine. I'm leaning into it. And then I'm like, okay, now you can kind of shut up so I can actually fall asleep. You shut up.
What?
Yeah, you go silent. It is in fluctuant ways of when you snore and when you don't snore. So when I'm like annoyed at the snoring, that's when it just gets louder or more annoying. But when I'm like, it's okay, it's just white noise, it's fine, because you snore very softly. It's not,
Softly. After all, I'm just a baby girl.
But yeah, when I relax into it, then it's often like, oh, you stopped snoring, like without me actually even noticing that you
I
stopped.
can hear her in my brain, I guess. That's why.
You get self-conscious.
Yeah, probably. Like, oh, tense up. Like, should not snore now. Oh,
Oh, I need to move.
Or more like telepathically, like, after all these years of having this relationship, maybe I'm just linked. Or your brain is linked to mine.
Right?
Or your nervous system is linked to mine. Or like they're communicating.
Mm-hmm.
Like yesterday, remember as well when you're asking my stomach like how I felt, if I felt for cake or felt for like food, and then it's your tummy that answers and like growls, and I'm like, okay, like clearly this isn't a question for me. It was a question for yourself.
Or my stomach answered for you because your stomach was a little bit shy. Mm-hmm. No, but I would do say that I am feeling more grounded with you. I do feel like it took us a couple of days to get synced in again. That's because we've been apart. I was just in America. It was, a lot of impressions.
Yeah.
And then finally now getting to land, and then also landing with somebody else is also different for me because I'm also more used to landing by myself and then, getting people in. So this was also, I feel like, a nice
co-regulation days.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. Same.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot more motivation today, at least, than I have had for the past days. Or maybe not motivation, more just like clarity in my head. I felt there was so many things, so many unanswered questions, and it helped a lot to have one day where we just put things on a schedule or like a little bit of a list, and then have one day where each of us did some admin things, like personally, like for our own whatever economy or like our own lives, and then have gradually more like, okay, let's start a förening. That was cool.
Yes, we did.
Now it just needs to be approved, and then we can
apply for government money.
Yes.
And all the rich people's money.
And most of all, like, deliver workshops that we care about, that we have felt that maybe people need, people want.
What is needed in society to make the change that we want.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then today, talk about it.
Yes. And start with, who are we? How did this start? How did this come from being a Tinder date into a movement? This is what this podcast is about. Welcome to Gimme the Juice.
Just like these grapes.
Yeah, we get giving you guys ASMR.
Just like these grapes, I think it's a very juicy story.
Right. So, like with most relationships nowadays, it started with Tinder.
Once upon a time, there were two separate girlies that wanted to explore dating other girlies. And then, in the vast land of Tinder, they found themselves connected. They both swiped right. They met at a place far, far away. Java Cafe.
My to-go-to place to bring my dates, because I was on a dating spree in that year of 2017. Yes, that's what you're finna get.
Yeah. Always forgets.
Yeah, I'm not good with it. Or stuff is not my thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was on a dating spree. I had 50 dates in that year. Just today, okay.
50? I thought it was like more like 100.
Maybe 100 in a complete sentence of my Tinder game, I was gonna say.
Okay.
But for I didn't have 100 dates in 1 year. That's a little bit intense.
Oh well, it's 365 days a year, so
But at least 50 in 1 year, no doubt. And but out of all those dates, there's only 2 people I actually are friends with today.
Yeah.
And one of them is you.
Yeah.
7, 8, 9 years later.
9 years. Yeah. And what a like different journey from meeting and then just having cute days, going on coffee. I remember you had your bike back then, the pink bike. That was so cool. Yeah. And then you ditched me for a while to date a man.
Yeah.
How the
Obviously.
audacity.
Yeah. It was 1 month high intensity romance, and then he left the country.
Yeah. You know what I still remember about that time though? She made him like this amazing like storytelling like box of thing where you had like letters and you can like pop out things and then it just like, you know, these things where you like open and then it's like a little bit of this comes out and a little bit of that, and then it was like different stories and pictures. And see, I can tell by your face that you don't remember and I don't remember because I saw it. Like I saw like some of the prototypes that you had made for it. There was like,
was this the beginning of my relationship with him or was that the end?
Probably the end.
Okay, then I remember the text, but I don't remember it being that fancy. That was me trying to win his heart back again.
Maybe I was imagining things so fancy. I don't know,
but
I was crushing on you, you know. So I was like, pretty impressed, I guess. and then when you decided to not date him anymore, you came back to me.
Yes. Well, then it was actually grateful that the reason why we broke up. Or we actually didn't break up. We decided not to get into with each other.
Who, you and me, or who?
No, me and the boy. Was because like I was definitely in love with him. Our chemistry was good. But I said like before we get into something, there's two things that I am worried about in this relationship. I like to be honest and bring it up to you. And one was at the time I was vegan, and I was like, I love to just talk to you about it because it does kind of annoy me how you just get a like hot dog at the gas station that is stirring up feelings in me. And the second one is that I want to explore myself with other women. There is that desire. And he completely just shut down. It's like, no, how could I ever fulfill you? Blah, 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 blah. It just went to shit.
Oh my God.
And that time we did not have communication skills at all. So it just went to shit immediately and it just broke off. And he was like, distance immediately. He cut me off. And we worked together. So that was super hard for me. But literally it wasn't just a couple of weeks later. And then I started my first Juicebox party.
Yeah.
As a kind of a
fuck you.
I guess he was like, oh, great. I need to explore myself with other women.
That just reminds me that that's a good story for a different time. The why you should or should not fuck your coworkers.
Yes.
Right? I've definitely been there myself. And I think that it also kind of plays into a little bit of our dynamic. Like I have worked for her many, many times in different positions. And then we've also done a lot of different things. So we went from dating, obviously that was where it started, to having a conversation of, yeah, I feel you and I feel you too, but let's be friends.
I think our sexual chemistry was kind of
very unsure.
Yes, we both were like, I'm not sure what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah. And also like, I mean, just overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And not certain and hadn't had a proper role model to to look at how do you date women. And maybe also like being bisexual also plays a part of this, like not sure who's the, you know, if you follow the script of like who's the dominant and who's the submissive, like male female type of like dynamics that was so ingrained from like the heteronormative dating that it became very like, oh, are you advancing on me? Are you you should I kiss you? I kind of want to kiss you, but like there's like a lot of that. And it also plays a role that we were 20 something, mid-20s.
We were young.
Yeah.
But yes, you were also one of my first girl dates. And I also agree like navigating how do I date a woman coming from a relationship with usually with men who always take the initiative, who always, you know, take the lead. And being like, how do I be dominant? What is dominance? what do I want? Learning, basic dominance is also learning what do you want, you know?
Yeah, and how to express it.
Yes.
In a way
dare
that
to express it.
Yeah. So and ask for it. Like yeah. So a lot of like communication skills in developing
Yes.
over the 9 years that we've known each other. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a big transformation in communication.
Yeah.
No fucking doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, also looking back at some of the like earlier Juicebox parties, like consent and like the type of like how to do consent or like how to explore with each other was very careful and
basic,
yeah.
like just communication skill. What's yes, what's no, what is a maybe.
Yeah.
And this is another podcast we're gonna have about too.
For sure.
About how complicated consent actually is.
Yeah.
And the depths and levels to it, and what we have learned through 9 years of actually working with it hands-on and seeing alla fallgruvene.
Yeah, the downfalls, pitfalls, whatever. The falls of that.
How many, like how much time it took me just to, you know, be able to say to my masseuse, hey, can you stop hitting me like that?
Your masseuse hit you?
Yeah, you know.
Oh.
Like the regular thing a masseuse does, you know? I'm like, I was just enduring it. And it took me literally, like, I think, like 2.5 years. Like, can you not do that? I really don't want that right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that. I mean, I think I still remember like just 2 years ago where I didn't want to disturb someone who's sleeping next to me on the plane because I had to go to the bathroom, and I was like so in my brain of like, no, you can't disturb this person, they're like sound asleep, and you don't have to go that bad, and like, you know, to not be someone who's like making like
taking space, being a burden,
space, which is so ridiculous because it's like everybody has to go to the bathroom, you know, it's just a normal part of life, and you don't sleep that well on a fucking plane anyway, so I could have just but I'm digressing here. But
I feel you that I feel you on that so much.
Right?
I was just on the plane, I was like, okay, there's a big queue, we wait. Okay, I was in the middle of like the middle lane. I was like, okay, we just waited it out, and then my
sister?
No, not a person I did not know.
A stranger. A stranger. I like that you were like, oh, this person that I don't know them
at all. He did not even look. I don't also like that when you sit on the plane and you don't acknowledge the person you're sitting by. What is this? What is this distance society we're living in where you don't just say hi and sit down?
And this was a flight from America, right?
Yeah, so this is like 9-hour fucking flight. But yeah, it was more like when he finally stood up to go bathroom, like, oh yeah, okay, me too.
Just jump on the train of like,
waited also like I think an hour to do it.
Yeah.
So.
It's odd that way though. Like I think there's a lot of like the being a girl and not wanting to be a burden, trying to be very like small, contained, not making any big woos, you know.
It's very ingrained in us.
Very, yeah. Also like the Norwegian culture of like not expressing anything really, like just being very rigid or just small. Do not embrace or like, you know, sing out loud or talk about yourself.
Just be like everybody else. That's what they want you to be.
Well, I want to be different.
Guys, tell me about your first Juicebox party then.
Yeah. Well, that is a long time ago now, obviously.
Yes.
I'll try to remember. So I remember that, okay, so from the dating, becoming friends, we had a little bit of a period where we had some threesomes. Won't go into that much. It wasn't a big part of our relationship discovery, but it was just like, yeah.
You were right to go to when there was a man. I was like, yeah, who gonna do threesome? Yeah. I know who.
Also, over the years later.
This is the continue. You're always mine to go to if that comes to it.
Yeah, you've been mine as well.
Yeah. Not that I really particularly like it or seeking it all the time, but the times that it has happened,
it's been fun.
Yeah, and the times that when you were like, oh, this is fun, this is shitty, then yes.
Yeah. And I think in later years it's also been a little bit more like, yeah, so you're my friend that I like to be in a sexual space with, more than fact than necessarily having an orgasm with you, or like, you know, having, I'll get into that later maybe. No, but just like, you asked me one question, how was my first Juicebox party? So I just wanted to, instead of like coming forward and backwards in this timeline, like, ooh.
I think most people have ADHD, so they're very used to, you know, jumping back and forth as long as we keep the line at the end.
Okay, yeah. So my first Juicebox party was in the summertime. It was, I think, May, and we were at a beautiful house, and you were just like, yeah, so you want to come to a party with some girls, like topless, you know, bikini outside,
pool house,
you know, with lots of girls who also want to be with girls, and maybe we can have some kissing games, or, you know, very like innocently. I remember like you were really like, yeah, this is like, I want this, but at the same time, like, I don't know how to necessarily have it. So yeah,
I would love to see if we can find that message
of you inviting me.
Yes,
I don't even know if it's you. I think we talked on the phone, or you did it in person.
Person makes sense. I don't do phone calls.
I know. I just remember when I said that. But yeah, I think you did it in person.
Yes, that would be actually fun to go back to. And how did I communicate back then?
Yeah,
when I didn't know shit.
Well, I should get my phone later. We can look through it.
We can post it here if we find it.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my god. So it was definitely like a lot of new sensations, and a lot of, you know, having to take off my bikini and still be a little bit shy about that. And like, I have bigger breasts than maybe, well, I don't know what normal is not a good word, but more like I have big breasts and they move a lot when I move. So for me to like take off my bikini, just the top as well, even though it was like a safe, or like felt safe environment of just other women who just want to be topless, it was like a little bit of like definitely like a challenge, like mentally, from myself. And that's something that I remember now, that I was also like, I don't think I was fully naked until the next day, because we were there for like 3 or 4 days. And that's just my own body, you know, reflecting back on my body issues, or body, like how it felt strange to maybe be completely naked outside with strange women that I have never met before. But it's not necessarily that strange either, because I've been to a lot of saunas and like have been naked in front of other women. But now it's also like there's the potential of sexual, you know, things happening, or intimate things happening. So yeah, definitely a lot of like personal challenges to overcome, and then also trying to have fun, trying to mingle, trying to tan, for God's sake, to be, you know, like there was not that much sun always in Norway, so it was a good time. Yeah, those are my like top 3 things that I can think of right now.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you remember? Do you remember like being nervous, or more like excited? Or I remember I was blowing up some of the Juicebox,
the balloons, the letters,
yeah.
I would say most of that period of time I was in, I don't think I was very much nervous, because I was very much in a work mode of hosting and had a plan what we're gonna do, gays, and I also didn't know what I was doing, so I don't know how much better it could be in that sense.
Yeah.
It was learning by doing, learning by failing. I remember the first Juicebox party was one before this pool party. I really had a plan from A to Z of what activity we are going to do.
At what times?
You know, it was very structured and planned. And so I think that in itself kind of, I was more definitely excited, and I love hosting, and that is my role in that sense as well. So I think Yeah, it's also since it's like 8 years ago, my brain's also like, what?
What happened?
Yes. What I remember from the first Juicebox party is that no sexual activity happened.
Yeah.
And that is what I was like, okay. That's what I felt when everybody left. Like, wow, we women are complicated. Damn, we need time to really, open up and feel safe to explore. Because if I had done this with just men, no doubt they would be fucking in 30 minutes. No, like.
Remember the first time the lollipop?
Yeah.
Like the first time you had lollipop?
In the apartments place? Which one are you thinking? Which lollipop are you thinking about now? And which one am I thinking about now?
The one that had like the 2 floors, and the day before was Juicebox. It's like March 2019. That doesn't tell you anything, does it?
No.
No. It was where they had a piano. You were playing the piano. It was like around Majorstuen, somewhere, Sankthanshavn, Alamstuen.
There's not many places who had a piano.
No.
So I don't think that's the first one.
That might not be the first one. It was the first one for me anyway.
They say that's a different thing.
Yeah, but it was maybe the second one. Because you just tried it. And who had sex within 30 minutes of that party? This gal. This gal right here.
With who?
Well, not to disclose any names. Like, with a man. Like, who was at the party?
Give me more details so I also can remember this.
It was we just people came, and then I came. No, I didn't. But it was people came, and then we had some snacks, and we were supposed to have like some sort of dinner at some point, or like, because it was like a little bit of maybe you had some soup made or something. I don't remember the food situation. I just remember I had some drinks, and then I hit it off with this guy, and we had sex in the middle of the floor, in the middle of the living room, with people like a little bit around us. And at the time,
whisper the name to me. Okay, yes.
You remember him?
Yes, of course I remember him. That's very obvious, but then I'm trying to picture you in the living room having sex in an apartment that had a piano.
And the day before, we had Juicebox there.
But usually, I did that.
I know.
You know what I did? I rented a place, and I had a Juicebox, another Juicebox, and a lollipop 3 days in a row. I was so fucking intense. And back then, I had very little help. I did everything by myself.
Yeah.
I do not understand.
How you made that happen.
How I made that happen. Because I think I did the food, more or less.
Yeah.
But I don't think I made dinner for everybody. Then it was more... No. I had people hiring in for dinner, sit down. That was my structure before. Mm-hmm. Always having dinner. And then I always had a chef to do more like a 3-course dinner or something. That was my way of getting people to socialize and to get to know each other.
Food. Yeah.
But okay. But I don't remember which.
Clearly, I was not a memorable scene to watch in that living room. I thought it was.
I think we need to dig a little deeper.
Okay. Anyway, so that's a bit of a jump. But yeah, so back to Juicebox in the beginning. What else do you think? What do you think the people felt who were there? Because it was a mixture of friends and bekänta.
And nobody I never knew. And it was also transgender people who, this is also the first time I'm meeting a transgender as well. So it's also me learning about what it is to be transgender, pronouns, and very much that whole
gender fluidity, spectrum.
Queer. Learning to be queer. I didn't know how to be queer even, So, for the first meeting was very learningful. The aspects of what does it take for a woman to feel comfortable and safe. And what I understood is that there's just somebody who has to take the first initiative. Is that easy. So someone needs to take the first initiative and then things going. What I've noticed in comparison to nowadays, because we also have Introduce, which is events for baby gays, people who've never been to Juicebox before, people who are a little bit more nervous and needs more hand guiding, basically how Juicebox was in the beginning of time. And I was recently at my first introduce the last fall, and that was interesting because I was kind of going back in time, in that way, and seeing how people are for the first time in interaction. And to my surprise was that, wow, things escalated really fast. I would never feel comfortable having sex or even almost maybe even kissing somebody I don't know. Like that sounds so foreign to me now. In that sense. But like the structure is like we have mingle games, we talk about consent, we talk things about the vulnerability. So you do open up the space, and we also have like games where we give compliments to each other, so it gives you confidence and all this. And then we have like a consent RBDSM talk of what we like to do today in that sense. And
there's a lot more to it than just what we would like to do today, though.
Yes, like what are your desires? What are your boundaries? Discretion. Can I share this experience with somebody else?
Are you in a relationship? Yes. What kind of relationship? Sexual health. Like, have you been checked? When have you been checked last?
And for me, with the partner I had, that was just for me comfortable of doing some sensation play. Nothing sexual in that way. But at the same time I was doing this, 3 or 4 other couples are just going to town. And I was like, what? How? Did I miss something?
That kind of happened at Mini Juice too, now that I think back at it. Like there was people that suddenly like vanished after some of the like starting games. And I was like, what's happening? So I went upstairs and there's like 4 like different people, like 2 on the couch, 2 on the bed, they going like full up and in the nitty gritty pussy juicy things. Like yep.
But this is for me a reflection of how I also had sex before. It was goal oriented. I'm one to explore myself with other women. This is the place to do it. I want to do it. That is my goal. I got my chance. Let's go. And we just dive into it. Not really heart in it, or in that sense, it becomes much more physical, which is often the first step in sexuality, unfortunately, today.
There's obviously also people, like, let's not all generalize, but like there's obviously also people that do want to go slower, that for many parties they come back but they never, like, they don't escalate as quickly. But it is very fascinating to see those who do, like, just like this is your first time here and you're like fucking a lot of people.
You go girl. It's just so different from me now, because I was definitely there before, but I am much more of a slow person now. I need time. Like I need the build up. I need the curiosity, the chemistry to build to feel safe, because I know how safe I can feel now. That's the thing. You don't know how safe or
someone can make you feel.
Before you actually feel it. So if you don't know what that is, you're gonna be happy of just like, hey girl, right? I don't know. I'd be like, excuse me. What are you doing?
It can be fun. Like it can be fun to be just like your face.
About that.
To be like a little bit like, oh, blah, 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 blah.
Was it totally a stranger?
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't do that anymore either. Like not a total stranger, someone that I've at least had a conversation with, either previous parties or previously during that night of the event, or like maybe in different capacities. Maybe it's over dinner, maybe. No, I don't usually make out with strangers anymore either, unless it's part of the game. But no, trying to think back when I last time made out with a stranger. I remember, like, okay, this is like maybe 2 years ago now. No, yeah, it's 2 years ago. I had sex with someone that I just met at the event. I hadn't had sex for like a couple of months, and then when I met this person, I was like, "Yep, you and me, we're gonna do it tonight. Like at some point, I want this energy like
inside of me,
yeah, or like like." Which is interesting because I haven't had that sort of goal oriented obsession, or like not obsession but like fixation for a long time. It was very much reminded me of my younger 20 self, going for people who made me feel a certain way, or like who sparked a certain like interest, curiosity, or so it's not that long ago actually, but I definitely most of the time as well in later years have not had sex with strangers anymore, or made out with strangers. Well,
I was a slut in my younger years.
This is like, I mean, to come from what we started to here now is it's 9 years, baby, 9 years, and that is almost a decade. So obviously we cannot wrap all of our I don't know, wisdom or like how like
experiences
experiences in one episode. But I hope you're getting a little bit of a taste of like what this podcast is about, because it is important to actually take our time to go into the different parts of it, either if it's like an episode of like what we remember from like an experience, but also
but our sexual journey, how has that changed? Because I feel like many of us are going to be on that same journey, not everybody, but to inspire, like the sex that you have now is not necessarily the sex that you're going to have in 10 years, and or how much you more you have
before. Like timeline wise, like I mean, sexuality is very fluid, and I think there's so many fucking components to it, like also like the hormones, or I'm swearing too much, I know that, but
I think I'm worse than swearing, so do not worry.
But yeah, and then also the person, the energy, like what the circumstances of where you are, the whether you feel safety, how are you feeling inside, like the nervous system, blah 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 blah. There's so many components to like what leads up to that hell yes feeling of having intercourse, or just like sexual play, or then what type of like
a platonic play as well.
Energy sex.
I think this is where it becomes much more of a movement and not about sex anymore, because this interferes with so many aspects of our life. Like consent. This is not just in a sexual setting. This is also with your boss, with your mom, with family, with people on the street, people on the bus, people on the plane. You know? And your pleasure and the sexual pleasure also goes into your everyday life, because it's about getting in touch with your body, feeling more, connecting more, understanding the signals. What do you want? And getting them inspired, finding your boundaries. It is so, it's about living your fullest life and in all the different realms. And I would say it goes into the psycho space as well, of the psychological neuro dimension.
I'm with you. I'm just teasing you.
Yes. Space as well, because it can heal trauma. You know, you find you're in more of a space where you feel safe to explore your triggers and know how to regulate yourself, or what makes your body feel safe. And also that, okay, I am feeling really frustrated now, I have all this energy inside me, how can I get it out in a positive way? Find somebody who you can consensually spank the living shit out of, you know. So it's that mental balance as well. And that way it's just
it's vast,
it's so vast,
complex,
so big. And we have so much shame over it. Nobody dares to fucking talk about it or express themselves. And like, I even got a message yesterday of a guy who really wants to explore him wearing female underwear, and doesn't have anybody to talk to about it, and feels shame around it, but he says also it feels really good, and there is something about it.
Feels super lonely too, like in that process of like exploring yourself, and you're not knowing who you can talk to and how you can talk about it. You don't maybe you don't even have the vocabulary and to say it as a fact that you enjoy this and this is something that you also feel shame about. It takes a lot of guts and be bravery to just admit that before a stranger, before your therapist, before your friends, before a partner.
Yeah, because we are ashamed to think that we are weird and that something is wrong with us, and we have a diagnosis or whatnot. But I think that's what the era we're in now. That weirdness is good. We want to be different. We all are so vastly complex in that sense.
And life is a very like unique experience for everybody. Like you have your
so many hats.
So many hats. Yeah. This comes back to also our relationship. Like how many times like I've worked for you at the bar, Ustada. She opened her own bar at 27. Still very impressive to me. It should be to you as well. And then like also just being like more of a volunteer / like helping out when I can at the events over the years, having my own events for like sometimes often. I'm not particularly big on the host. Like I think it takes a lot for me to take care of so many people at the same time. So I've always gone for like smaller events or like artistic expression type events, like
vulva painting, or sharing circles is what she's done as well.
Talking and sipping, yapping and gapping. I don't know. So that was and I still like that part. And then through that friendship mode of like dating as well, and I think, oh my god, we have too many hats now.
Very many hats.
Yeah.
Not performing.
Yeah, performing together. Yeah. Being watched and watching each other, playing off of each other's energy, sharing that with other people in the room, strangers, family. Yeah. It's very like this relationship has layers, and it has layers within the like professional world of like I'm being a subordinate and you being my what's it called, like the non-subordinate, the one that is up top. I don't remember the name of it, but it's like the boss.
Yes.
And then also meeting each other as friends, and then also having some sort of form of like teacher learner role that is both like reciprocatory, like not one-sided. And also I'm getting out of breath just talking about it, so it's a lot of different layers.
My head is spaced out to the time. Another lollipop party. We are at big day.
Yeah.
At a house.
Yeah.
This was also one of the first,
yeah,
I would say. And this is the first time I saw Thea tap into her dominant side. I was like,
that was an intense weekend. Like, let me tell you, I was gonna bring a dish. For the dinner, and I just had my exam, one of the last exams, because I was studying at the time. So I went
when
to
are you not?
Over many years, I did study. Yes. When I went to the exam, I finished my exam, and I biked all the way from the university with that dish and with my like tool, like I don't know, like my underwear stuff that I wanted to wear at the party, to Big Day on a shitty bike. It had 3 gears and a shitty like
a Big Day is far.
Yes. So I was and then when I got there as well, I think I got a little bit drunk and I got a bit like, fuck this shit. Like I got a lot of energy, and that definitely like accumulated to this like this person to wanting to
sorry, I'm getting epiphanies again, and now I think I know what apartment you're talking about. With the upright piano, black upright piano with a spiral stairs.
Yes.
And that man.
That man. Exactly.
But in which room? On the living room?
Yeah.
On the floor there?
Yeah, because there was like couches on both sides, and I was in the middle.
Ah, okay, it's coming back to me. Yes, that was a memorable event.
But the one interesting part about the Big Day house situation is that I had such a dom drop.
Oh, really?
Such a dom drop the day after, because let me tell you, like this is like the pre-days of like, you have eye contact maybe with the person that you're spanking, but I also had eye contact and like had like a form of consent exchange with the person who was responsible for the person. So I was technically given consent by eye contact through the sub only, not verbal, and then verbal and encouragement from the dom that I was. However, I got a bit like, you know, over enthusiastically involved there, which can happen. Like, listen, and I remember at one point he took the whip away from me. It was like, now you turn around and you better, like, you know, like he got mad at me.
Oh, wow.
Like, okay, listen, like, I'm sorry, I did not mean to cross any boundaries and blah blah. So the next day it's super awkward between all three of us because none of us are speaking to each other, and I'm not certain what I'm feeling, but I'm feeling like very alienated in myself, and I don't feel like I feel very, what's a word when you're just like completely numb, or not numb, but you're like
freeze,
or like melancholic almost, or like very detached from,
like a shot, like a she,
yes,
like a
like
cloud.
Just like walking around, like not
robotic almost. It sounds like,
and the person that I spanked as well is very like shy and like not, you know, fine but not fine in a sense, and none of us are really talking about it. What also happened that night is that I gave someone a golden shower. That also happened there. Yeah, it was a big night for me in my like exploration sexually. So yeah, and at the time I didn't know what I was feeling, but then later on, like when we had more workshops with like different people within the BDSM world, or people who, or just me myself, looking online and trying to explore what that is, what that meant, and like trying to find some vocabulary to understand myself better, then it's what I realized, like maybe years later, like maybe 3-4 years later, that's, oh my god, that was a dom drop. Like I was feeling so disconnected from myself. I felt so much shame for giving this person so much hurt and so much pain, because she was like yeah, she looked she looked like a truck had ran over her ass all over her back. Yeah.
Who is this again?
I don't remember her name. She was visiting from England.
Oh.
Yeah, she wasn't local.
Oh, it's like, I remember their face, but no. Okay.
Yeah. But the couple that had brought her.
You know who they are? Yes, now, yes, yeah. I'm connecting the dots now. Yes,
yeah. So, but anyways, it was a good night though. Like I think I explored a lot of things, and I think that why I then later on also said that my dominant side almost always just comes out like once in a blue moon, was because I was so scared of myself, of getting back to that moment where I completely want to lose it, to like not able to really give any aftercare or get any aftercare, not know what kind of type of aftercare I would want in that situation. So it took me a long time to mend that wound within myself, and also in relation with others, you know, like having more of an open conversation about like, okay, so if I do spank you, what kind of aftercare do you want? And people saying like, I don't know, I don't care. It's like, no, sweetie, no, we're not gonna do this if you're not giving me some sort of
if you don't know, actually this, then you don't have
can
experience.
I hug you after? Can we have closeness, or some, it doesn't need to be sexual, it can just be like physical, like or like talking through it, or like because I do enjoy being dominant. I have realized. I don't think it suits me. You were super hot.
Yeah, I'm sure. That was like just I think for me it's the switch. Yeah. You're so cute and so fluffy and pink and loves Hello Kitty, and then she gets out her fucking whip and like, bitch, you do not cross me. Don't fucking cross me.
we all have like a spectrum of
yes
doms,
and this is where a place to explore them. But yeah, I think this is what is so unique with what we're working with, is that we never stop exploring new stuff.
Yeah,
there's always things that we can learn, always something new that we didn't know, how we can go deeper, how everything there's always
personal
new
growth and growth for the community and growth for like society as in terms of like, I think this is why it's also taken us so many years to actually sit down and maybe just do a podcast of this, because we had to learn a lot, we have to experience a lot to be able to actually say this is something that I felt. This isn't just something that I've read about online,
but even
that I can
express it
yes,
yourself.
exactly. There's a lot of layers to that. One, maybe exploring it online, maybe on social media, maybe seeing it, maybe hearing it from friends, then actually doing it yourself. Which I think that a lot of people working in, whether it's sex work, whether it's people who work for sexual and political rights,
or sexologists,
yes, health therapists, whatever, a lot, like I would say I'm hoping a lot of them have experienced what some of these experiences actually do to your body and like what it feels like. But a lot probably have also not, and then have like a theoretical, and maybe like can also be very good to have like a theoretical background to understand things, but it is something strangely freeing to be able to actually say I experienced this myself, and I now can talk about it in this safe container, and I want others to also be able to do that.
Not, I think, in addition as well, it's also that you understand it in a totally different level, deeper level. It's something that you can explain as much as you want to people, but they have to experience themselves in their own body and their own feelings and their own flesh to really understand it and really feel it, to be like, oh, okay, now I understand. You gotta do it yourself.
So 9 years of exploring independently, together, on top of each other, underneath each other.
We did have this on this bed, a sandwich situation.
True. That's very true. The third person, which was hilarious.
Yes.
When she sucked my toes. Have you ever gotten your toes sucked? Like, just think about that for a minute. Like, it sounds maybe weird, but it's especially between the, oh, there's a hair. Forget it. But especially between the big and the little piggy next to it. That was so hot. And also just the sensation of a tongue here. It literally felt to me as it was down there. Like, it felt, when I closed my eyes, I could feel like you were licking my nether region. I'm not sure how YouTube feels about PUSSI, whatever. So yeah, that was so hot. And I don't particularly think that I have a fetish for, or kinkiness for feet, but that was
a new sensation.
Yeah, a new sensation. I think a sensation play is definitely like a big one for me.
I'm just remembering.
Remembering, yes, yeah.
So what you see here, we have a lot to talk about. Our first season is planned with 8 episodes of different topics. We're talking about consent. We're gonna talk about jealousy and being in a polyamorous relationship.
Exploring non-monogamy.
Mixing business and pleasure.
Yeah. Female leadership, what that looks like.
And also,
stepping into the feminine, and how we are somewhat between masculine and feminine,
and what is feminine and masculine. Energy sex, we're gonna go deep dive on what that means, or what we think that means, or what level we have achieved in that realm, and how much more sex can actually be than just penetration.
Yep.
And more, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this.
A lot of things. And also maybe we're bringing guests. I mean, it would be cute to have a third person come in, or a fourth. And some, maybe debunk some things about BDSM or kink, or whatever else we have experienced.
It's so much to talk about here.
But yeah, if you think this conversation sparked some thoughts for you, whether you're reflecting about your own journey or whether you actually personally know us and think that, my God, these bitches are so crazy, but I kind of love them. So you should definitely like the video and then give it, a comment and a share, because it would be lovely to.
That's how you support people these days, is literally that. I'm also gonna link in a little donation to our PayPal if you really like to support us and give us your money.
Because we do need it.
We are doing this for free, so yes. But yeah, it's because we want to spread awareness about our sexuality, to talk about freely about intimacy, about connection, about loneliness. That's also gonna be an episode as well,
to have like something that we do together as a part of our relationship as well.
Yeah I think that's also really beautiful.
And then hope to see you next time.
Yeah, stay tuned. Thank you for watching.
Or should we do a tarot reading?
Well, we need something to read it though, don't we?
No,
you can.
I can do whatever. I'm a star, bitches.
Well, I got that one yesterday, so I know what that means.
Okay, what does it mean?
No, I knew it in the sentence or question I was asking you for. So, but it looks like he knows his shit. He's like, bitch, I'm on my own path. I got this.
Well, star shines bright, right? So like
inner healing. He gets all his friends around him supporting him.
Yeah.
Even the little crab is like, yay! Cheering him on. But in the reading that Hayase was like self-development, that he is that like introspective and going into reflection, inner reflection.
Okay. Inner reflection. There's a lot of things happening at the same time here for myself. Yeah, I think star is good. Star is a good ending to this first episode.
And that cute butt. No, the cute butt on the card.
Let
me show you.
Okay, how else would we end it? Okay. Ooh, the magician.
Oh, okay.
Another big Marcana. Okay.
What do you know about the magician?
I know that he puts his potions together wisely. It's I don't know that much actually. I usually use either a book or a
AI
ChatGPT or another AI.
We're moving away from ChatGPT, guys. Yeah. We all should, little by little.
Little by little.
Little by little, in your own time.
All right.
Bye.